Imposter syndrome, a doubt that everyone faces it.
How do you advise people that are dealing with imposter syndrome?
Oh, everyone deals with that. Every time you make a status shift as you move upwards, of course you have imposter syndrome, because when you first make a transition into a new role, you are an imposter. And of course you're going to feel like you're an imposter if you have any sense, because you're just barely there.
You are just barely there. And I believe that you will be there. But, you believe that you cannot be there. See, this lateral distinction is the core problem for imposter syndrome. See this, two worlds, world of lesser clarity, world of lesser doubts. Which one is it for you? And that's what we will determine in this video and provide a distinct solution as to how we can overcome the very big problem of imposter syndrome related with self-doubt. They say what you believe is what you are. How about we say that what you believe is what you can become? Exactly, that's what a research paper from the Journal of Psychology says. They had an experiment about the self-doubt effects, which depends on belief about ability. They say that uncertainty about competence, self-competence, prompts the possibility of failure, which, as mentioned previously, is extremely aversive for individuals with high self-doubt who base their self-worth and effective responsiveness on performance outcomes. You are not clear or not happy with your own performance outcomes, either one of them, and that's okay. But there's a way that can rectify these sort of feelings. Your perception of achieving ability defines the gap of pursuing that clarity that you need in your life. This gap is the exact gap that causes you to doubt yourself by you being not clear about whatever it is that you're doing. It's maybe either one of these. I feel I'll never be there. I feel I'm not making enough progress. I feel, why is it me? Why did they choose me? Because you are not clear with what you are doing. And that makes the feeling of awfulness. The research says that self-doubt is unique in that it focuses exclusively on lack of clarity in the domain of competence. You are not sure how much competent are you with your own self or with others, and you already feel maybe I'm not competent enough. Maybe you are, but that's okay. That's something that we will talk about in this video. But it seems to have large repercussions in other domains such as self-esteem and self-worth. See, these are all connected concepts. I'll connect these concepts later on. Research also says that self-doubt is instead an inability to point securely to one's own level of competence in different domains. This deficit makes it difficult for individuals to be sure of their ability to cause a desired outcome, and thus creates anxiety and unsettling uncertainty. See how lack of clarity between your own goals or your own ability creates this environment of you being unsure, and you're worried about, oh, maybe I'm not competent enough, maybe I'll never get this job, because you don't know what is it that's going on in your life. And that's a very easy fix.
If you're dealing with competent people and you admit your ignorance, the competent people never judge you harshly for that.
The competent people never judge you for that. And that's very true. That's very something true. If you're a growth mindset individual, you should take example from other growth mindset individuals, right? And the research exactly focuses on these very lateral distinction. Students who hold incremental beliefs tend to be motivated to learn and develop their abilities. It's like students who believe that skills can be developed. They are the ones that can work hard. They take on and persist during challenging tasks, put forth more effort after receiving negative feedback, and generally show higher academic performance even in the face of obstacles. Are you that kind of person who believes that things can be turned into better things? Then you are obviously in the right track. But students with entity beliefs who are like, oh, maybe this is my threshold, maybe I was born dumb, but maybe that's my limit, on the other hand, tend to avoid those challenges, sticks to tasks in which they know they will succeed. They know that they'll succeed in those easy tasks because they do not challenge themselves to the point that will help them. defensively maintain positive views on their competence, and disengage after receiving negative critique. You have to decide which mindset are you gonna carry your life with. Is it the fixed mindset, or is it the growth mindset? The growth mindset people believes that everything can be changed, and that's the exact reframing of mindset that should allow you to develop from the rat hole of imposter syndrome. And you must strictly understand the connection between self-doubt, lower self-esteem, and imposter syndrome that equates to a bad mental health. Like, why are you gonna waste your life? Maybe you are in pain. That's okay. But you have to logically criticize what is actually right and what is actually wrong. And I believe there's one lateral distinct solution to this. But there will be more solutions in 11 steps. But I believe this one, the world of fixed ability and the belief of the world of growth mindset ability. What I mean is that if you feel like things are always fixed, then I think that this video might not be for you, or I don't really feel like you're in the right track, because countless studies show that skills can be pursued, and the next research proves will surely convince you of that. See, uncertainty about competence prompts the possibility of failure, as we mentioned earlier. And this idea should tell you that you need to close the gap. How? By assessing yourself. Exactly. And indeed, like, researchers found that individuals who engage in more self-handicapping tasks tend to have entity beliefs as compared to those who do not engage in much self-handicapping tasks. So my point is, what is self-handicapping tasks? Like avoidance, not blaming your own self, hiding reality, sleeping all the time because to avoid it, because you're sad, because you want to avoid things, because you're not doing challenging things because you feel like you might fail. That's an example of you avoiding reality. Okay, and as I said, that's self-sabotaging. And how to fix that? Just avoid it. Research paper in terms of an antidote to imposter syndrome says that imposter syndrome is defined as a psychological phenomenon in which people are unable to internalize their accomplishments. See how strictly this is connected to you not knowing yourself, and the solution is directly connected to you actually assessing and really making that self-belief that things can be achieved. If you know that you are in progress, then there's literally nothing to worry about, and I'll show you how. So you either know or do not know about your own ability, okay, and that's fine. Most of the people do not, even me as well sometimes. First solution, and that is compare holistically within yourself only. Compare within yourself, by yourself. Paper, it says that there's a related cognitive bias to imposter syndrome called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Quoting from the initial study, the miscalibration of the incompetent stems from an error about the self. Error about the self, wrong understanding about the self, okay? Whereas the miscalibration of the highly competent stems from an error about others. What is it trying to say? So here's someone else's journey, and you're saying them, oh, he's so good at Java, oh, he's so good at playing this game, or flying this plane, whatever. But you never know that how much of an effort he or she went through to achieve that position. And that should tell you that you should not feel overwhelmed or sad because you are new to that. Imposter syndrome is basically feeling new and being lost. But you have to understand that they also face the hardships and they develop themselves. Now, if you have the time, if you know that you can develop yourself, there's literally no point in thinking about the fact that, oh, I am so done, nothing will ever happen out of it, because they didn't do it out of magic. They obviously went through a rigorous process. So do not compare yourselves with them, rather compare yourselves with your own selves based on your past and present and whatever that you're doing right now. How to really do that? See, the research paper also says that everyone makes a mistake here, comparing without context. As I said, if I compare my skill at Java to another engineer's, if you compare a fish's ability to climb a tree, then you're not doing a good job. I was being so insecure by seeing other people code, but like, you're probably good at other things, right? If you want to master something, then sure, you can do it. And you have to do the proper relative comparison. That's the ideal thing to trick your brain, okay? Now, what's the fix? A, calculate what is to be done. B, just do it. C, just track it. Okay, these 3 steps. What is to be done? Do the thing, track the thing. What is to be done? Do the thing, track the thing. Tracking the thing and revising it every week or every month. And that's 100% crucial. If you're not revising, there's no point in keeping track. Okay, and that's a system actually. Do not focus on goals, rather build systems that help you in your goals. And that system will surely overcome that sort of feeling of feeling low and will push you subconsciously away from imposter syndrome, because you're tricking with your brain that, okay, I'm actually doing something. You're keeping progress, and once you're in the thing, there's nothing to regret about, and there's nothing you can do even as well. If you're in the thing and you're continuing the thing, then what is it other than the outcome that you will get after some months, right? Number 2, the fix, that is tracking your systems with intention. I told about tracking, but what is it that I'm talking about? See, self-doubt arises due to self-lack of clarity, as we talked about earlier. Clarity is achieved through data, numbers, tracking, comparison. So what is it that I do? So, for example, I have several areas in my life. For example, exercising, time spent working, screen time, then number of minutes or hours read in books or research papers, etc. These are some of the things in life. What you can do is take an Excel sheet, and make several metrics out of it. Do not complicate it, okay? Count your things every single day and just review it every week and compare it with the past week. Just once a week will take you maximum 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and then revisit your goals or a vision board. What it happens is that it helps you be extremely focused, tracked, and laser pointed towards what is wrong and what is right. And I'll also share a strategy in terms of how to tackle with failures. That is extremely important in making yourself better every single day or week. And that's very important. You know that, like other famous YouTubers as well, emphasize on the fact of revisiting goals. I say revisit your mistakes and be better every single week. Okay, that comes the number 3. Reflect at specific moments of failures. Okay, an inability creates doubt, and not fixing that creates and approves the feeling of doubt, literally. So let's talk about Google's postmortem technique. Okay, from the research paper as an antidote to imposter syndrome. If you have a failure, just do these 4 things. Ask these 4 questions. Fundamentally, I learned that today and literally implemented it in my own system. What went wrong? The cost of it going wrong? A triage list, which means that what tasks do you have to do to fix it? Fourthly, a preventive list. Literally, like if you go through these 4 prompts every single week, once a week only, what happens is that you troubleshoot in a way that will cater to your own life and program your brain towards tackling failures better every single time. Make the mistakes a lot, but you're literally dumb if you're making the same mistakes every time. So what happens is you become better from every single mistake, and this sort of action ultimately puts you out of the doubt because you already know that you're hustling. A person who hustles is a person who wins. There's literally it. Always like take a step back and understand like something. A, is it achievable? B, are you making progress? And if you know that's aligned, then feeling naturally low about yourself is not realistic, because you know that, okay, you're doing something. Unless you're not doing something, then that's fine enough to feel low, but like you're doing something, right? And this is the exact process that I want you guys to follow. You build clarity, you assess yourselves, and you reflect back. Repeat. That's the continuation, the subconscious continuation of you becoming better every single day and overcoming imposter syndrome in probably just 2 weeks. I promise you of that. Anyways, I hope you like this video, and please share this video if you feel like there's value and you could probably help someone else, or just click the subscribe button to never miss an update, because I try to post 1 video every week by reading several research papers or maybe books and try to provide a good productive advice that should help you become a better individual. Till then, see you in the next video. Bye bye.